Hmm. Good morning, students of class 10. Welcome back to the online classes now. Let's do our history lesson and continue our lesson, the age of industrialization. So far we have studied about the industries set by the Britishers. They were the first to set up industries in India, and later on Indian entrepreneurs are there. We have learnt about the names also. Said Hukumchand, Dwarikanath Tagore, Tata, Birla. So they were the ones who set up industries in India. So some set up jute industries, some set up cotton textile industries, and the last question was, where did the workers come from? From where did they come? So now that was the question, because industries required a lot of labor, many workers, and a number of industries were being set up at that time. Some were set up by Indians, some by the Britishers. There was a kind of competition. So now 4.2, where did the workers come from? Now there are altogether, I have written 6 points now. Number 1, factories needed workers. Yes, without workers, how can the work be done? So it was not automatic, it was just the new technology. So factories needed workers, and with the expansion of the factories and industries, the expansion means more and more factories and industries were being set up, and that there was a demand for workers. The demand for workers increased. More and more workers they required. So number 2, in 1901, there is a figure given over here. In 1901, there were 5,84,000 workers in Indian factories. By 1901, in the year 1901, here in this year, there were altogether 5,84,000 workers working in industries, various industries which was set up by the Britishers, industries which were set up by Indian entrepreneurs. 5,84,000 in 1901. Let us look at another figure, but by 1946, within a very short span of time. Here is 1901, here is 1946. That is within 45 years. The number was over 24 lakhs 36,000. From 5 lakhs to 24 lakhs. 84,000, 36,000. 5 lakh 84,000 to 24 lakhs 36,000 workers within the span of 45 years. Such a huge number of workers were employed in the industries, various industries. Now here is a question. Now the question arises, from where? There arises a question. Where did the workers come from? Such a huge number of workers. From where did they come? They were not only local people. They were not only local peasants or workers. So they came from the district around. They came from the neighboring districts, and some workers travel long distances in the hope of getting a job in the mill. So you can see they came from the district around, hoping to get the job in the mills. Many people migrated to cities from neighboring areas, villages, rural areas. Over 50, you can say, over 50% workers in Bombay cotton industries came from the nearby district of Ratnagiri in 1911. Bombay at that time was an industrial city. More and more industries were being set up at that time, and they required more and more and more workers, laborers, factory workers. There was a great demand, and 50% of the workers who worked in the cotton textile mill in Bombay, they came from a nearby district called Ratnagiri, and it was in the year 1911. So now we'll go to another one. As the news spread, as the news of new employment spread, there was a rumor in the villages, rural areas. More and more, you get more employment there. There is a demand for workers. So as the news for new employment spread, workers traveled great distances in the hope of getting a job in the mill. They came from far away places and they crowded the city. The city was crowded with people. All came from different regions, different places, distant places, in the hope of getting a job in the mill. Cotton textile mill, jute textile mill, leather textile mills, leather mills, you can say, tanneries. Various industries were being set up at that time, so people, they flocked in the towns and cities. The numbers seeking job were always more than the job available. As more and more people came into the town or into the city hoping to get a job, so there was always the number seeking job, the people, workers were more than the job available. So the workers or the people crowded the market or the town, and they were more in number than the job available. So that means many of them, most of them, they were jobless, they were waiting for the job, they were waiting for their turn to get the job. So they were unemployed, they were homeless, because they came from distant areas. They were homeless in the town. They had no place to live in the town. They were poor. They cannot afford to stay in a rented house. So they had to stay in the park or in the roadside or under the bridge or wherever they are, or they construct the slum areas. So the numbers seeking job were always more than the job available. So industrialists employed a jobber. Now here comes a person named jobber. A jobber to get new recruits. So industrialists kept a special faithful person, a man named as jobber. Usually a jobber was very old, he is very old, and he was a trusted person. You can see that industrialists employed a jobber to get new recruits, new hand for the factory or to work in the factory. Whenever they require a new hand in the factory, the jobber appointed. The jobber's work was to appoint the workers. Jobber to get new recruits. They are usually USUALLY. Usually, they are usually old persons and trusted workers. They were trusted and old workers, and they were kept as jobber to recruit the workers. So, and it was quite difficult for the people to get the job, because there is a person who will appoint the worker. He will look at the person, whether he is active, whether he is strong, whether he can work, his outlook. So everything, or whether he has got some relations over in the town or in the factory. So what happens then? The jobber was appointed to recruit the worker. Now jobbers, sometimes all the jobbers were not sincere or faithful. Some of them were dishonest. They charged, they needed bribery. So many of the jobbers, not all, some of the jobbers, they were corrupted. they asked money from the people. Sometimes they used to request that 1 month's salary you have to pay me, then only I'll give you the job. In this way, the jobbers, some of them were very sincere, some of them were honest, but others were dishonest and they charged extra money to the workers. They asked money from the workers and they were appointed. In this way, a kind of bribery was also took place. So we'll talk about that in our next class. What about the jobber and what was his work, how he appointed the people. So we'll talk about in our next class. That's all for today. Thank you for watching the video. We'll talk and meet in the next class and carry on our lesson. Thank you.